Welcome to Central Happenings Network. I'm your host, Bellagio Sampler, aka Based Bellagio. Welcome to the show. We have a very special show tonight. We're going to be opening up the phone lines for everybody. How would you like that? Open up the phone lines, take some calls, your opinions about the Joe Biden presidency. We will tell the world what you think. As you can imagine, you should already know what I think and what many Americans think out there. Not the fake polls that Fox News, CNN, MSNBC conduct. Not the AI algorithm polls, but real polls. You going out there and asking the common man, the common citizen of America. And they'll tell you that they wish Trump was back. The disinformation recess campaign temporarily worked. Some of you temporarily believed that Trump was bad, orange man bad. But most of you realized exactly what was occurring. And it is occurring. We are doing the call-in show on the backup channel so we can be free to discuss without fear of being banned. Also, we will edit the best stuff and upload that to the main channel. Your call might make it onto the main channel. Wouldn't that be neat? Trickle in, trickle in. We started a little early, ahead of schedule, on time, under budget. We are dealing with the biggest blunder in American history. The biggest military blunder, the biggest strategic foul, the biggest planned, scripted failure in American history, and Joe Biden is the fall guy. What do you guys think about that? Joe Biden is the fall guy for this planned event. They are already discussing having him resign. There are calls now circulating for his resignation. There are rumors that the entire White House staff and cabinet and anyone associated with Afghanistan is in the process of being fired. Kamala Harris might be your president sooner than later. Joe Biden might be your president sooner than later, ladies and gentlemen. Kamala Harris. And then after a few months of her horrible leadership, they will get rid of her and Nancy Pelosi will get her turn as the leader of America temporarily. And then what happens after that? Well, we don't want to scare you too much. We'll let you guys discuss when you guys call in. But if you saw the speech today, holy moly. a complete embarrassment to the American people, the military, the country, the continuity of democracy. Joe Biden was a babbling brook. At one point, he bowed his head into his knuckles, what appeared to be a crying gesture to the world. Very bad optics, very weak, very messed up. He was a complete buffoon, a weak-willed sack of potatoes. Our forefathers, George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Benjamin Franklin, these people were not educated in Harvard. They weren't exactly schooled on the streets of Los Angeles, on the mean streets of Scranton like Joe Biden. But these people commanded respect. They had a force of will when they entered a room. Unlike Joe Biden, today when you saw he was in shambles. Complete shambles. And do you notice how Joe Biden only goes live before 3:30 p.m.? Before 4 p.m., before 5. It's never an address to the nation at 8 p.m., at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central, or 10 p.m. Eastern. It's never an address to the nation because he is the sundowner president. He literally cannot stay awake. He has to eat his dementia ice cream all day, every day. And he will not address the nation on a proper presidential time. If you voted for this, you should be fully embarrassed. You fell for the PSYOP. You fell for the Chi-Com CCP PSYOP to get a weak president in there, a dementia-ridden, fully comped family. The Biden family is a modern day royal family of degeneracy. Put it that way. Pretty wild, guys. How horrible. God forbid we get into a armed conflict. We're heading that way with China. We are heading towards kinetic warfare because of the administration, because of the weakness that's being portrayed. It is a complete embarrassment when Joe Biden goes up there and talks about his son. That his son is compared to the 13 Marines that were killed this morning. The most bloody morning in American military history. Since when? Some people were saying 2011. Some people were saying 2020. We're going to need one of the military experts in chat to fully break it down. But the bloodiest day in American history, and it happens on Joe Biden's watch. Unbelievable. 13 Marines died today in a bombing at Kabul airport, but Joe Biden is comparing it to his son that supposedly died of cancer. Was it cancer that he died with cancer at an airport that's being blown up? unbelievable. Pretty crazy. And the Chinese are getting away with it. The Chinese have risen. CCP are everywhere now. Our tech companies have sold out to China, the Chinese New World Order system. China is next on the list for trouble on the American horizon. But we pulled out of the largest rare earth mineral rich region of the world. So we conquered and we took as much as we can. We focused on the opium of Afghanistan and boosted big pharma, big pharmaceuticals. The opium crisis waged on. You probably have friends and family that have been taken out by the American processed and harvested and Chinese created opium crisis. Because again, we sell it to the highest bidder. And the Sackler family rules on, right? They just made money off of it. But we also made some money off of some rare earth minerals. But now China is going to go into the country of Afghanistan. Good luck, I say, right? Good luck. Trump is unequivocally the best president we probably have ever had in this nation. And if you can't objectively see that, you might have been programmed or propagandized by the media, by the conglomerate of Hollywood, mainstream fake news, and massive disinfo campaigns by various different governments and regions. We would not be in this mess right now militarily. We would not have 13 Marines that were killed this morning. Pretty damning morning for America. And what does this mean for our image in the world? We are not looking good right now. Put it that way. We're looking weak. We're looking like we backed down of a 20-year project in Afghanistan. But you guys are going to get to send your opinion. We're going to open up the phone lines in a little bit, and you guys can call in. Tell me what you think about this. I'll tell you something that nobody's talking about. That failed event that happened at the Capitol where a guy parked himself in a truck at the Library of Congress with a rusty tin can with wires poking out of it. Talk about memory hold event. What a memory hold event. We all just forgot about that one, right? Operation Sloppy Job, huh? Sloppy Job, insert name of whatever agency you'd like here. Sloppy Job. That's all I can say. Let's see. Okay, what else is on the agenda? We uploaded videos and talked about the failed escape of Afghanistan. We are going to be sending in contractors now to be pulling people out, and I don't even know. All I can say is it is the worst event in American military history, and it hasn't even finished unfolding yet. We haven't even seen the full scale of this. The video footage that's going to be released in the next coming days and weeks will shock the world. Christians will be hunted down. American citizens will be held as prisoners of war. And again, it's not over. Biden will resign over this. This will be the reason why Biden resigns. The real reason, if you'd like to know, is his failing health, failing memory, his frailness. You gotta feel bad for the guy in terms of how old he is and health-wise, not his long, horrible, hapless, feckless career in politics, not his just long-winded, long-listed failures. No, you can't add that. Just the fact that he's so old, fragile, and demented, and they have him up there reading from a script. He said in today's speech that they're going to let me take questions, and here's my list of approved people that I'm allowed to ask. Did you hear him say that? Can you believe that he said that? He said, I have a list of approved people that can ask me questions. My handler gave this to me. Who, like, this is insane. Again, this is August 26th, 2021. During a crisis of unscaled proportion by the Biden administration, who is not taking questions for weeks, who's missing, and then when he does go on camera, he's just reading from a script or a babbling brook, pooping his pants on live camera. Okay? On this date and time. And then today he goes on for the mother of all failure speeches, where he gives out that his handlers gave him a list of approved people that can ask him questions. Guys, if any of you are discussing anything else except this right now, this is the cornerstone of the failures of the experts. You're so-called elite. You're so-called experts, okay? And all the other problems that you're going to discuss, whether it's masks or mandates, it all stems from this. This is the guy in charge right now. And he can't even give you a proper speech. But I see people talking about Donald Trump in chat. Very ironic. Are these irony bros? If there's any day to objectively talk about the failures of government and the Biden administration, it would be right now. If Donald Trump made any of the mistakes that Joe Biden made in this last week, any of them, he would be crucified by the paid shill campaigns of mainstream media. But Joe Biden has the mother of all gaffes. Even CNN is talking about it. That's what's really mind-boggling in this timeline right now. A lot of the shill campaigns and cubicle farms and bot farms, they haven't got updated yet. They haven't got the memo yet. It's like, oh my God, wait a minute. Even CNN is talking about how bad Biden is because it's all part of the plan. They want to remove Biden. And then Kamala's only going to be in there for a handful of months. Okay, before she is removed. Now, Kamala is no better. This isn't like, oh, Joe Biden's retiring and Kamala's a whole fresh face and we're going to get fresh people on the scene. No, it's the exact same administration. It's the same cabinet, the same military leaders that have failed us in Afghanistan are going to be in there with Kamala. Thank you for subscribing. You are amazing. I can feel the freedom just subscribed. You are amazing. Over on Twitch. Twitch has the highest quality stream currently. And YouTube is second. YouTube's only good because the chat is usable. But Twitch's chat's very usable too, and actually less censored. Very sketchy. And then all the bots are being activated on 4chan. You could read the posts like, it's like, to be fair, Joe Biden was asking a question. to Fox News, and Fox News was to be fair, right? It's like the bot post. Have you seen that? You guys have seen it. So all the bots. I mean, it's like the people with eyes can see, and what helps give you eyes is acknowledging Jesus Christ. Amen, Big Smitty. Christ is King. We're gonna open up the phone lines momentarily. You guys can call in to the Google phone. Google. What else can we talk about before opening the phone lines? Oh, this is all good footage for me to cut and edit for the main channel. And guys, I want to thank my Patreons. We're down to like 40, 50 bucks a month, but you guys that are still there are amazing. Also, I want to thank Christian Anon, $144 donation randomly. You are incredible. I also want to thank Igor Anon. Igor Anon randomly, $290 donation, something wild, something radical. Might be a little less. They take 10% out, you know, PayPal or whatever. It might have been $300. So thank you for that, Igor Anon. You are incredible. Keeping the wheels greased while the shills are out there making posts for pennies and getting used for pennies on the dollar. Great rich Anons out there are blessing this channel, keeping us going, keeping good news on the airwaves, and fighting the censorship. Amen. Jesus is the Son of God. Very good. Very good. Let us open up the Google Langley phone lines. And the good thing about this is it makes it real easy to block people. So, if any knuckleheads call, we like a few prank calls. And we like everyone's opinions, we'll hear them out. But if people try to clog up the phone line, stuff like that, we want to get to everybody's calls in good manner. You know, so, you know, 5 to 10 minutes will stay on unless it's like a huge whistleblower or, you know, stuff like that. Or insider, military insider. We want to hear from the military tonight. We want to hear from everyone tonight. I want to hear your opinions. And the focus is the Biden administration, what's happening in Afghanistan, and what you think is going to happen next. And whatever else you want to talk about, it's on. Let's see what you guys have to say. I have to keep this. How do I usually do this? I forgot. Oh yeah, we'll pull this out. Okay, we'll whip this out for you. Here you go. Okay, I think this is how I do it. I keep the window there, and I could see when you guys call. Perfect. I think I want to keep this over here. I think this is good. Okay, perfect. Let's see what the first person. Hello, you are on the air.
Hey, Elijah, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm all right. See, I just wanted to talk about things like the whole Taliban China connection, you know?
I would love to talk about that. Tell me what you know.
Well, okay, so like there's been a lot of stories put out lately about like people falling from planes, you know, them going around looking for sex slaves and sending back dead bodies that they had gang raped, and it's like none of this, you know, has direct evidence. And you know, like if you think about like the whole Xinjiang story, you know, China's whole narrative is it never happened. It's re-education camps, you know, but the drone footage is pretty damning. And I think, you know, there could easily be a connection between how the Taliban was able to come back and the re-education in Xinjiang.
Interesting, very interesting. So give me a quick rundown. Do you think that that China is creating fake news about the Taliban?
Oh, I mean, I think Communist News Network is definitely repeating like Chinese points. But I think that, you know, like the actual truth about whether China could be funding the Taliban, you know, they've come right out and said that they support the Taliban and they want other countries to lead, not, you know, pressure. Which,
Yeah.
how did that work?
Yeah, I've been hearing some mixed news. I did a whole video about the DIA, and they could have leaked possible by social medias to what the story was about Russia, but whenever I hear that, it's really China. So yeah, could have been. But what I don't know too much about the drone footage you're discussing and what we know about the re-education camp. I know of them, but tell us how that's connected to the Taliban a little bit, in your opinion.
Well, so okay, it's like for me personally, I've done a little bit more investigation than the average person. Okay, I've watched the first videos of CGTN on YouTube are actually about the Xinjiang terrorism incidents, and you know I've also read elsewhere around, you know, on the polls about how the CIA and the FBI were single-handedly responsible. They admitted to it eventually. For every terrorism incident in Xinjiang. So what you had there was possibly an arranged capture of the people for somewhat of a slavery or profiteering reason. You know, the forced labor is definitely what we hear in the media all about. But you know, how effective is forced labor really? Like how much productivity is actually forced labor compared to like, you know, just printing money, right? So.
Oh. Very interesting. Yeah, this is. Well, I do know that Afghanistan has a lot of different hands in the rice bowl. You know, a lot of different players at play here.
Yeah, and like they were saying that like the Chinese Communist Party members were actually sleeping with the wives of the Uyghurs that were captured and being re-educated. I'm sitting there like, well, I could see why they would want to do that, but I don't see how that plays into like forced labor at all, you know?
Yeah. My one expert buddy on China is telling me that the one woman daughter policy, one child policy has screwed up so much of their culture.
Oh, for sure,
There's
for sure.
just
Yeah.
like men, like hapless, feminized men everywhere, no women, and now they're importing African females from Africa to marry Chinese boys, and I don't know how that's gonna work out, but we're gonna.
Yeah, I have read that they were like some of the main consumers of the sex slavery trafficking trade for that sort of reason, and you know there's the whole like stigmatism against female children, right?
Yes. Very, very weird. But the fact that they're flying in Nigerians and Africans now to marry is, I don't know culturally if that's going to be compatible. We'll find out.
I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see. But anything else you'd like to discuss?
Yeah, I mean, going back to the whole Afghanistan thing, you know, it just seems like this whole like who's in charge and why they're in charge and why they've been in charge, you know, like I've been talked to about like the Northern Front, which is apparently like the Mujahideen branch in Afghanistan.
Yeah.
And like I started looking up their numbers and it's like they have 9,000, okay, to the Taliban's 30,000, right? So I'm sitting there like, you know, who is really if we really had this under control with 2,500 soldiers, okay, we're keeping track of 30,000. Yeah, like I mean, like, and then they're saying that they're going to withdraw like pensions and stuff from like benefits from the military if they don't get vaxxed and all. And I'm just like wondering, like, where is all this money coming from? you know, that is fighting like a religious war, right? Like,
Coming from big factions at play. Big faction. Yes, it's crazy times we're living in. What's your opinion on Biden's speech today?
yeah, I haven't watched a single Biden speech, and I think I've watched Psaki maybe like 4 times because I just read it, you know, and I just don't even I
Yeah.
haven't even read today's
Well,
because
today it was the most bizarre and horrible speech I've ever heard given. It's definitely worth a watch. It was crazy.
all right, yeah, I'll
He
check
he
it.
put he put his hands down and it looked like he was crying at one point. He put his head down in like his fists. It was wild. Yeah,
Dang.
definitely bad optics for America. And all our
Seems to be
enemies
great at
see
that.
this. All our enemies see this. So they see him up there. They see him babbling. It's crazy. We're at our weakest right now ever in terms of optics.
Yeah, more or less.
Sad. It is sad. Okay, well, give us anything closing statement before we get to another call.
Yeah, George Bush didn't blow up the towers.
I know he was. We now we really miss Bush after Biden. Now we're like,
Oh,
what?
no, my bad. I meant he did blow up the towers.
Oh, I thought. Oh, poor Bush.
Bin Laden didn't blow up the projects.
Yeah, that's the one. Well, that was good. Good call. Good closing statement. Black Eagle has finished the Discord, the public Discord. We're gonna open it up tonight. Links will be in the description of this video and we'll make a post on the main channel. Follow the simple rules. You won't get thrown out. There's gonna be no pornography. It's a free speech zone, but no calls of violence, no Fed posting. Other than that, enjoy the great information and crowdsourcing that will happen. Stop by. Come with thick skin. Come with thick skin. Poor Biden, right, guys? Poor Biden. Poor Biden. Phone lines are open. Oh, here we go. Okay. Hello, you're on the air.
Hey, Bellagio, it's Black Eagle.
Black Eagle, how you doing?
Hey, I figured that you just dropped the rules, you know, and so I figured it'd be a good time to call. So yeah,
Perfect.
the new server is, the new server is finished, and I'm living big as a homeowner now.
Very cool.
Yeah, that's probably, you know, that, and I gotta say, Bellagio, I apologize for the delays in the new server, you know,
Don't
just
worry,
for
no
that
worries.
timing and all that. You know,
We're all busy.
it's so hectic when you just buy a house because you're like just trying to cram all the shit in, you know, and you're just trying to get everything all together. It's just insane, you know. I mean,
It
it's
is, and right
literally
now is
this.
a rough time to buy too.
Oh yeah, it's a rough time to buy, but you know, I came to the conclusion of, hey, if I don't buy now, you're not going to be able to buy ever because we're in a deflationary crisis right now. You know,
Yeah.
we're not in a Weimar Republic situation. We're in the opposite of that. You know, we're in the 180 degrees from 1930s Germany right now.
Yeah, this is weird times.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and you know, if you just that's just the way I saw it. If you didn't buy now, you're not going to be able to buy, you know, because the whole thing with like BlackRock Capital going around buying up houses and they're just not even, you know, they're buying single family homes and nobody's even living in them. You know, because they're just doing that to prop up the entire U.S. real estate market. And it's because of the overprinting, because of what happened last year. And I mean, you guys all saw it. I'm not telling you anything you don't know already, you know, but that's just, you know, what's to come. But yeah, it's pretty crazy. But I will be dropping links for I'm on Twitch and YouTube right now. I'm not on D Live. I don't know if you're live on D Live. Are you live on D Live?
We are.
You are okay.
Yeah.
I'll hop on D Live. I'll drop a link over
Well,
there.
that's okay. They can all find it on YouTube and Twitch. And I'm gonna post it down below in the description of the show after the show.
Okay, and we can. I haven't checked. I think some of these links are only 24 hours, but we can remove that for specific invite codes. And so where they're like, I don't know, they're quote unquote permanent or so.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just been crazy. Like I did not have. I was finishing the server. I didn't get the chance to watch Joe's speech, but it sounds absolutely depressing. Just like the last caller said, it's almost makes you. It's like, oh, we should blame. You know, I saw this meme the other day. It's like we should blame Trump for Afghanistan. We should blame Biden for Afghanistan, and George Bush is just sitting in the background, just with a big old shit-eating grin on his face right now.
Yeah.
I mean, you know,
It's crazy.
that's the madness.
Did you see today's speech at all?
No, I did not. No. I wanted to, because like I just wanted to see how it's JOEVER. You know, it's all JOEVER now. I mean, this is probably going to be the thing that this is definitely, like, if this sort of quote like wakes the normies up, you know, this is going to be the thing that just tells. I mean, the normies are already sort of woken up. I mean, you aren't going to wake up any more people. That like we're past the point of waking up other sheep, you know, like we got to wake up other lions.
Yeah,
you know?
You're right.
But
we do.
Yeah, and so I don't know what the answer is. I don't know. I mean, I'm just I've been here for the ride for a long fucking time, you know, in and out of basically every realm of thing that you can imagine, you know, whether it's discovering Chinese gold that's encrypted with you know, it's Chinese gold that's encrypted from the 1930s, or whether it's cryptocurrencies or inventing our own cryptocurrencies. I mean, at this point, we have to look at what, like Titus Ross was saying when on Fake Mike Real News with Will the other night. You know, it's the banks. It's always the banks. It's always been the banks. We need to focus on the target, and that target, you know, can be destroyed through the election audit. Like you hear everybody talking about Afghanistan and all this other stupid stuff. You know, I mean, you know, it's not stupid, but come on, it's the audit, the election audit. And they're dragging it out. They're dragging it out. Maricopa County, you know, the state senator of Arizona is just keeping dragging out this thing about how, oh, well, it's got to go to this committee and it's got to go to this committee. And yeah, government does work that way. But we were there in the beginning. You know, it was Trump's press secretary, Lewandowski, and Giuliani in New York when they were in Brooklyn, when they were talking about the dead people voting in Wisconsin and they had proof of it. That was us that was out there proving that shit. We were the ones fucking polling the names. It was us. We were the ones figuring that shit out. You know, that's what I mean. Like, it's like what you say, Bellagio. You know, a simple fucking tweet or a simple comment can change the world. You know, at this point in time, you know, you got some guy within a Taliban Apostaya, you know, meme account, fucking going around negotiating for the safe release of the Spanish delegates at the embassy, the Spanish embassy in Kabul. You know,
it's nuts.
I mean, just something that's simple, something that's stupid. You know, and they're willing to respond. You know, and that's just the way it is. And I wish I had more to offer to everybody tonight, but it's just.
Oh, that's okay. You offered in the Discord. That's way more than enough.
Yeah, and you know, with the you know, this new server, you know, I want to be welcoming. I want people to join it. You know, this isn't internet blood sports. That shit died when Medicare fucking died. All right, so this is just come be a part of the family. You have created the CHN family. We're seeing, you know, friends together They're having success. They're sharing success in their lives. We're kicking ass. We're putting out information out there that is on the nice edge. You know, like there's no other network out there of people who have come together and have networked each other and have created their own channels, like Memory Hold and Titus. You know, Titus been in the game a long freaking time. He deserves some respect. Just like Will from Fake Mike Real News. He's a great guy. I love that guy. And you know, everybody out there is doing their own thing, and I really love it. And I guess I can just conclude with this. And I need Sapo. You know, like Sapo, he's another one. He's making part 3 for the Mystery of Epstein Island, part 3, the video game. That is awesome. Come on, guys, download the game. It's freaking fun. It's free out there. Oh, I don't want to get ransomware. I don't want to get spyware. You think we're fucking smart enough to do that shit? No, we're not. Maybe Sapo. I don't fucking know anymore. I don't care. It's a fun game. Just play the fucking game.
It's fine. I built my own computer. I can feel if something's wrong with it, and
you can smell the sushi if it's comp.
Yeah, nothing's wrong with his game.
Yeah, nothing's wrong with his game. I've been playing his game forever, and yeah. You know, I'm just saying, stop being like this skepticism, this Sargon of Akkad skepticism from 2016. It's been dead and gone. Like, just get rid of it. Get out of that fucking mindset. There's nothing. I mean, like Wolfgang. He was a good guy in the server. It looks like Discord like deleted, you know, his account. Maybe he was fed posting in some other server. I have no idea. But you know, that's the thing. Like, you know, we got guys in there that are expert in OPSEC, experts in understanding and utilizing tools and how to navigate things safely. If you're that paranoid, you know, if you're that paranoid. But they're also going to tell you the same thing. All your security measures are already flawed, you know, and so. Yeah. So you just got to deal with it. So, but other than all that stuff, you know, I want people to come to the new server. Just, you know, we're open arms, being welcoming. This isn't internet blood sports. We're not there to argue with each other. We're there to build off each other and build the freaking army of what we had. We, you know, when we originally created the first server, there was over 700 people in there. So it was like 762. I won't forget that number because it was huge, you know. And Memory Hold server was even bigger, and it's just. But that's the thing. Like, it's about working together and just finding out the truth, because that's what we're about. That's the truth community, you know. And I'm looking forward to the 9/11 anniversary show that you guys always like, you know, that we like to have here. And if you're going to do a 9/11 call-in, that, you know, but I know it's fairly close to 9/11. To having 2 call-in shows is kind of hard on you. But yeah, it's still, you know, I'm always looking forward to the 9/11 anniversary shows. But yeah, all this stuff, you know, all this craziness has brought us together, and there's people changing their lives from it. Yeah. That's what I mean. It's incredible. It's incredible to see. It's incredible to see people like Ricky Radness, for example. You know, he was having a rough time, you know, and now he's cooking. He cooked better than me now, you know, and it's changed his life. It's changed his life. It's awesome, you know. Like, we're about self-improvement. You know, we're not about arguing and all that. Like, I'm seeing people in the comments right now that's just arguing, talking about bullshit and all that. It's like, get out of here. Get out of here. Like, go. You ain't welcome. You know, all are welcome, but your ass gonna get kicked out. I mean, it's like going into a bar, you know? Yeah, sure, you can spit your mouth off, but if you get hit in the freaking nose,
everyone has the right
sucks to be you, bud.
Yeah, everyone has the right to their own opinion, but on a day when the demented, failed, cheated president of the United States gives the worst speech of American history during the worst military event of American history that he failed at, worse than Benghazi, and you have people focused on Trump still, very inorganically, it's just very easy to spot now more than ever. You know what I mean? It's like
Exactly.
It's like, have you not got a new script yet, or is it just
Exactly.
like failed payments or something?
It's Uncle Adolf 2.0. You know, there is still like I really hope Trump never comes back in the sense of like he doesn't run again. He doesn't, if he does, I don't care. If he does, I don't care, But if he doesn't, all of these people are going to be eating crow for so long because they're going to be just sitting there regurgitating the same bullshit. And then you're going to get somebody in there that they really don't like. And guess what? They're going to have no mercy.
Yeah, America has one more round. So we have one more, like a boxing match. We have one more round, and I don't know if it's going to be Trump or, like you said, someone else. But
well, I hope we get a military guy. I hope it's General Flynn. I hope General Flynn runs for president.
Who knows?
He's the only one that we've only had 5 generals that have ever been president. It's about time for another.
True. Who was the last one? Eisenhower?
Yeah, Eisenhower was the last one.
Interesting.
Yeah, you had Zachary. You had Washington, Jackson. I don't know. Jackson was a colonel. He wasn't a general. But you had Grant. You had Zachary Taylor. I'm probably missing some.
Grant.
But yeah. There's only been Ulysses S. Grant.
Yeah. All right. Well.
But yeah,
you're gonna drop the link after, and I'm gonna copy it as soon as you drop it, so I can put it in the description. Try to make it like a permanent link. Then we can always just unpermanent it.
I'll set it to be permanent. I can drop the link now and then set the link to be permanent. But yeah, if folks, if you're on DLive, come to either Twitch or YouTube to get the link. I'm not on DLive right now, but Bellagio, of course. I mean, everybody sort of comes to YouTube initially, but yeah, I'm excited. I want to meet new people. I want you guys to come. I want, if you're new, I want you to call in. Come on, like, talk about the craziest shit in the world.
We had a new caller for the first call. It was great.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. He was a good guy. He sounded smart. He sounded like he knew something. And that was great. But I guarantee you, folks, you're going to learn stuff that you never would have thought you'd ever think was real, but it's all true. And that's I can't. There's so much out there to tell folks, but I can't summarize it all up right now. But I'll leave you with that. I'm excited. This is a new paradigm that we're in, and I don't have the answers, folks. But at the same time, it's about all of us coming together and figuring out what the hell to do. That's basically it. Because at this point in time, you become like Bruce says, Bruce Morgenthau, like Stoner, like he says, become ungovernable. Okay, that means you got to figure things out for yourself, and that's a good thing. Let's start doing that. Let's get rid of these banks.
I like. Very good.
All righty, Bellagio. I will let you go. Yes, it is a pleasure. I'm like your revolver ocelot, and you're a big boss.
I love that. Yes, you are, dude. You do a lot. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Well, and I love you guys out there. All of your contributions and everything out there, and you folks that feel like you're going to be new to something and all that. Don't worry. We're all friendly. We're not assholes. We're not glowing in the dark. We're really, really fucking cool. I just want and you get free games. Okay. I'll let you go. I'm sorry.
Oprah.
Yeah. You get a Mystery of Epstein Island. You get a Mystery of Epstein Island. Okay.
Black Eagle, thank you. You rock.
Yep. I'll talk to you later, man.
Peace.
Yep. Peace out.
Awesome call. Yeah, I'm gonna copy that link and put it in the description. It'll be out there for a while. Until the 4chan administrative mod team, Rainbow Team, invades it, right? It'll be fun. It'll be fun. I'm happy that worked. I could hear the ring. Hello, caller. You're on the air.
Hey, Bellagio, it's Punish John McClain.
Hi.
Let's see, what's up, man?
How you doing?
Oh, shitty, because I went down to Florida for work, and I caught COVID-19, dude.
Oh, tell me, how are you? Are you gonna make it,
I'm
dude?
just getting better now.
98.9% survival rate. Will you make it?
Yeah, but you know, I question the validity of the virus being real, but that shit's as real as a donut.
As real as the household flu, you'd say, or how real?
Well, everybody down there is sick, and the other half is vaxxed. I know people who are in the hospital on ventilators from that shit, but the only advice I could give to help me get over it, I took pine needle tea, NAC, green tea.
You didn't take any horse
just a bunch
paste?
of others. No, but that was next if I got like any worse.
Yeah.
And
What,
I had to quit work.
Tell me real quick before you tell us about work. What was it like? Was it like the worst flu? Was it a flu? Was it a cold?
It was like a combination of a really, really bad flu and a really, really bad cold. It probably would have been worse if I hadn't been taking, you know, all the things that I had mentioned. So, but I think the pine needle tea actually worked the best. If you have that, if you can find that.
Interesting. So,
but
are you vaccinated or?
Hell no.
But now you have more natural immunity after getting it.
Yeah, but I could see how if somebody just took, you know, like ibuprofen and like flu medicine, you would get, you know, like adjusted hard.
What do you mean?
You know, like just fuck my life up, Sam. Sorry about the curse.
Why would that stuff do that? Red pill me, I don't know.
What like the things I mentioned? Because
ibuprofen and flu medicine, they don't work.
Ibuprofen increases the amount of those ACE2 receptors, which the virus needs for replication.
Yeah. So avoid that. And flu medicine.
Yeah, avoid that. Yeah, I mean, I guess you could take that to alleviate the symptoms. And I knew somebody who took a quinine extract.
Oh yeah, how's that? That's supposed to be good.
Yeah, they said that they started to feel better like right away. And then
you know anyone that
took
the horse paste?
I was working outside. I don't know anybody who took the horse paste, but I wouldn't, you know, I would try it if it was getting worse. That was next on my list.
Yeah.
Which brings me, and I like to segue because I know there's some issues, some like heat earlier with somebody talking about Trump and he's like shilling for the vax. I mean, that's like valid. That's a valid like critique of him. Like, why is he shilling his vax now?
It's valid.
I don't think it's bot.
It's valid, but I don't. It's heckin' valid, but I don't think it's right now. It's like
right.
We could talk about it tomorrow, or like right. But it's like the fact that people are talking about it during this huge. Like, let's talk about Biden first, then we could talk about like we got to talk about the fact that Trump's followers booed Trump, proving that they're not just mindless Trump cultists. Like they were like upset and they booed Trump for saying that, which I thought was interesting.
Yeah, true. Yeah,
but he did say it, which is like I don't know. I don't think it's a fair thing for him to say because he had the Regeneron and all the other good stuff, you know.
Exactly. Yeah, but I don't mean to get off topic here. I did watch.
No, it's a valid argument, though. It is. It's just odd that, you know, it was a lot of the timing. That's all.
Yeah.
I don't know why he would
I
say
have
it.
no
It might boggle my mind too, but it's good that his followers
he
didn't
might
clap.
just not like know any better. He might just not like know any better. He might just, I don't know. But yeah, it's a little bit like mind-boggling because I used to like really like the guy, and now after this, I'm just like, maybe, you know.
Well,
It's
he
just
heard the
left
people
right
boo at him, you
paradigm.
know.
Yeah, yeah. But you know, not to get off topic, I did watch the entire Biden speech and the Jen Psaki speech.
I didn't see hers, but Biden's was
Boring.
crazy.
Yeah, he looked like defeated and like he was being propped up by like meds, and his delayed like speech with the weird pauses. I thought he was definitely being said things.
And his
And
hands all weird, and then like yeah.
yeah, and then he said, "I have a list here of who I'm allowed to talk to," something like that. You
Yeah,
know,
bizarro.
I'm paraphrasing, but yeah. And I almost felt bad for the guy. I almost felt bad for him
I think we're supposed to. I think
because
that's the name of the
yes,
script.
yes, yes. It's like you can't help but feel bad for. It's like even though he totally, you know, screwed up and he's a China installed puppet with his bamboo like ballots and all that. But yeah, he seemed like defeated, like utterly defeated.
Well, they know what's coming in the next couple of days. It's only gonna get worse.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I'm still, and I feel bad for the Zog bots over there too, who signed up, you know, to play Zog like games, and now they're winning Zog prizes.
Yeah, good way to
I
put it.
pray
It's
that they,
sad.
yeah, I pray that they get out of it, that they see the error of their ways. You know, like I'm not saying people in the military are bad. I like pray for them. God knows what made them sign up for that. I have no idea, but
It's a
I'm sure
it's a unique job, like all
yeah.
jobs that take you like being a nurse or a doctor takes a certain type of person, a caring person, someone that'll wipe your ass and clean up blood. And I can't do that. I don't think you. Maybe you can. Maybe you're a nurse or a
Oh
doctor.
no, I've had jobs where I've had to wipe old people's asses.
But I'm saying the military is one of those jobs that it takes a special
Yeah,
person to go into that field of work. That in 2021, it's a career path. It's not for me, but compared
yeah,
to like all the other jobs that are shutting down, and definitely a career path that it takes a unique person to go down.
yeah. A lot of people think they're welfare like queens, but you know that's just like their like opinion.
Like yeah, they do it
Uh,
for the money. You're saying, or
yeah, for the Gibbs, you know, for the free Gibbs
yeah,
for life.
it's easier to get a
You know,
house
it's
if
just
you're
like
military.
yeah, and it's like in Lord of the Rings when they shoot the Rodhurim and he falls, and they say, you know, don't hate him because we don't know what lies he was told to come here. So
I don't remember that.
little.
I want to
It's
rewatch
from the
those
movie,
again.
not. Yeah, I just like rewatch those. They're pretty good.
I think I
That's
got
from the
them.
movie, not the book. That's from the movie, not the book. But hey, I don't want to take up too much of your time. I don't want to give you the COVID over the phone.
You'll be fine. I'm protected by it.
Oh,
I'm
cool. Yeah.
100%
Well,
immune,
yeah.
dog.
Really
Yes.
nice. But yeah, listen, everyone, be careful. This shit's real, and if you don't get the proper, you know, like medications on hand, like I did, I could see it easily taking a turn for the worse. You know.
Yeah, or if you're
So you
old
know,
or unhealthy or underlying
yeah,
things, right?
yeah. I felt like it could just go either way at any time. I was scared like a bitch.
Aw,
Scared
I'm
like a
sorry.
bitch.
Well, I'm happy you're feeling better.
Yeah, I just called here. I just called for sympathy. Thank you.
Yeah, you'll be okay. I
I'm
know.
fishing for
I just
sympathy.
rub some dirt
Yeah,
on
I'm
it.
fine now. I'm fine now. This is the first day I felt like okay, but
I
well,
don't
hey man, keep
have
up
the
the good
Lord.
work.
All right. I don't have the Lord
Sorry
of
I
the
haven't
Rings
been around.
trilogy. I have to get it now.
HBO Max has it.
Yeah, yeah. Perfect.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for calling in, brother.
All right, Bellagio. I'll talk to you next time. Now that I don't have a job and have tons of free time to fucking need out.
So did they fire you or you quit?
No, I quit. I had to get out of Florida. It was like, and listen, it seems like half the people there that I knew have lost their freaking minds. Like they're not even the same people. There's 5G everywhere, but that place
tell
is
us about that real quick. What do you mean by that? Like,
everyone was really like aggro. Like the simplest things would turn into like almost like near like fist fights with like people. Like, I don't know if it's the vax or what, but people were just aggro, like ready to throw down and argue over the most trivial things, like a face-in-your-face screaming argument over nothing.
Really? Are they wearing masks?
And I'm like,
holy. Are they arguing with masks on? Sometimes.
Not the people I was working with, but it seemed like nobody was getting along. And, you know, from what I gathered, most of the people were vaxxed, and they were saying, like, nasty things like, if you don't get vaxxed, I hope you die, because that's what you get for being a stupid F, you know?
Oh, my God.
Damn, dude, like.
Vitriolic.
Tripping. Yeah.
What's
venom.
up with these people? I know that's starting to spread in that community. They're like really acting like the Germans, you know?
Yeah. It's
the Germans of old.
I didn't want to be like around it. I quit. I don't give a shit. I need my sanity, you know. But it was demoralizing. It was freaking demoralizing being down there. And everyone's like, come to Florida. There's no vaccine pass. Everyone that has the most vaccinated people that I've met, that I've seen in a while is Florida. I mean, where I'm at now, my undisclosed location, I don't know one person who's vaccinated, but down there, it seemed like everybody was. So
you are in Antarctica.
Yep. I'm at an Antarctic Fisheries Research Center.
Perfect. Well, I appreciate you calling in. Now I have to get Lord of the Rings trilogy now on my backup hard drive. Thank you.
And CenturyLink canceled my internet permanently for illegally downloading. They're serious about that shit now.
Oh my God! Are you
I have to use my phone as a hotspot.
Wait, you just did it? Are you bad at that stuff? I mean, like, did you do that a lot, torrenting or?
Well, I had been doing it for years with no consequences, but on June 23rd they passed some law or some precedent where just so don't download anymore, you'll be screwed. And I was downloading like old Nintendo games and shit.
So
Nintendo. Somebody's uncle who works for Nintendo came fucking ratted me out.
You know? I might just buy it from Walmart and then copy it on the computer. That might be easier.
Yeah. Unless your father works for Nintendo.
Yes. Luckily, it's my uncle.
Oh yeah, or your uncle. All right, brother.
Thank you for calling. Feel better, and you stay on top.
All oakley dokley.
Yes. Stay on top of the game.
Time,
Peace out.
All right.
Very good. Unbelievable. One of our own caught the HIV down in Florida. Ay. Getting shut down for going the Blockbus tour. That sucks. That's definitely, I would hate that. Me, I work on the internet, so it's like I don't want to. You have to up the VPN game if we're going to go to Blockbus tour, right? Up the VPN game. We're going to take one more call. One more call, then I have to get going. Scratching my head, you hear that? I put my head on the mic. Hello, you are on the air. I had the mic muted the whole time. Unbelievable.
Bellagio.
How you doing?
How you doing, bro?
Good. How are you?
Doing good. I want to go a little bit off topic, but I want to say thanks for. Well, it's been a few shows back, but you're pushing to go find local churches and stuff in your area.
Yes, I was telling people to do that.
Yeah, so I've been kind of all over the place, but a lot of places have their sermons and stuff up online. So you can kind of do a little research beforehand and see stuff, and hadn't had much luck. But then randomly Monday, I started digging again and found a random place that only had a WordPress website, and I think I may have found one to go check out. Pretty sure it's all old people, but I like boomers, so that should be okay.
Check it out, see what it's like, and then if it's not the one, like you'll know if it's the one, you know.
Yeah, that's what I figured. Just pop in when it starts and sit in the back, see how it goes, get the vibe, and go from there. But the fact that they're willing to, or the preacher is willing to talk about stuff that most of the other places around here won't, kind of makes me have a good feeling about it.
I like that. That's very good. That's very good. You know,
Yeah,
I've been eyeing. I've been looking for big churches in areas, and then those are the like either they're completely shut down and they're bought and paid for, or they're fully open and they're using their resources to fight the government. You know, like lawyer up and stuff.
Oh, I hadn't thought about doing that. I just kind of immediately discounted the big ones, just like.
No, don't. I go to a. I used to do that too. I used to only go to small, but then I found a big church, and they have been slugging the local government since the beginning, and the health department, and he's suing like he's wild. He's a wild pastor,
Okay.
and because they're big, they have the money for the big lawyers, and that's where they get the like 500 people maskless for the past 2 years. You know, the health department hates us.
Oh, I'd love to be part of a church that the health department hates.
Yeah, so look for that, because now you'll know if they're closed or open fully. If they're open fully, that's a good sign, you know.
All right, will do. Yeah, I'll keep that. I'm still gonna check out this little one.
Definitely, yeah. Little ones are great too. I'm not discounting little ones. I'm just saying, like now more. That's like a little
nice to have
pro
a bigger
tip.
community and stuff.
The pro tip,
Yeah, no,
yeah.
that's a good idea. Have bigger community, and I'm still young, recently single, so I should probably.
And the bigger churches
only
have
hang
more
out with
younger
boomers
people.
Might not be great. Yeah. Some,
More
I'm the
younger
youngest
people.
one there by 30 years, and there's only 34 people there. It could be some problems. I get that.
Yes, it could, but it could be nice though too. Definitely check it out. But you'll get more. You might find more people your age at a bigger church. Put it that way.
All right. You know what? Based advice. I'm going with. Oh wait,
Yeah.
no, I don't think we can say that anymore because apparently, what was it? That article? Did you see that article or the newscast come out of the UK talking about incels earlier?
I think maybe I didn't. I heard of it, but I didn't look into it. What happened? It was like an expert.
It was absolute. Yeah, they had some lady expert there, some blonde lady, and she was talking about the incel crisis because I guess there was somebody did something over in the UK, and now there's this news story about it. Apparently, anybody who's the language that they used was if you say red pilled, black pilled, all kinds of random shit. They basically lumped in everything. Based, if you say based or cut, or there's like 3 or 4 others that they just threw in there if they share memes about certain things and blah blah blah. Then they're incels and they're actually dangerous and they're white supremacists and blah 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 blah.
Oh yeah, of course.
I'm stopping here to think, and I looked it up, and I think the term was originally coined by a female in the first place. So it doesn't make a whole lot of sense for what they're pushing.
Well, the original time I've ever heard the word based was the base god himself. Base god. He came up with that terminology as far as I know.
Rapper?
I'm pretty sure, yeah. And then people took it from.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, that's what I've always heard too. It was rappers.
But then people took it
The
over.
whole thing is so.
But you might be
Yeah,
right because the big streamers, when they say
no,
the
I
word,
wasn't saying
they
bait. I meant incel. The term incel was actually coined by a female incel.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I bet. In
So,
celibate, right?
Like they're saying, oh, all men or all men who blah blah blah. It's like what? That's not what the term means. It means what is it?
In celibacy,
involuntarily
right?
celibate.
Oh,
Okay,
involuntary.
so you're literally like hating on people.
I made up a whole word.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
In
But
celibate.
it's like,
You're right.
how you just gonna,
Involuntary.
like, hate on people for something that it's not like they're wanting to do that or be that, and you're gonna give them shit about it? Come on.
Well, it's
Really?
funny.
They're
Like
bad guys now?
Japan actually has a whole real pandemic of this, where it's like,
Oh yeah, the hikikomoris.
yeah, right.
Vegetarian men, all that stuff.
Yeah, they stay indoors for months at a time, right?
I couldn't do that.
It's a while. Yeah, there's like documentaries on it.
Yeah, that would be a miserable way to live.
But
They
that's
need
what they
decent
want for all
fucking-
of us. They want us all eating the bugs, living in the cube,
Mhm.
eating the cube.
Yep, it's all about those cubes. The
Crazy.
cubes are gonna take over.
Tell
So
us what you
invest in the
think
cube
about
and you might make
Biden.
a couple dollars.
What do you think about Afghanistan?
That
What's
thing's
going on?
That thing's a joke. The whole thing is just a total joke. Like, it's so obviously incompetent.
It's a joke, but
that
yet
it's
now
not even
Americans
funny.
are losing lives again.
Oh, that's my whole point when I say it's a joke. It's like our response to it, Biden's response, the
Ugh.
military's response, whoever the fuck's running the show over there. It's comically stupid, like the actions they're taking. It's like it can't be an accident. You got to be doing this shit on purpose for it to be that terrible.
God, I
We
agree.
got like the biggest military in the world. We got like $1 trillion a year military and all this fancy stuff, and like we just leave all our equipment behind and then just like bail in the middle of the night. Okay, we're out. Come on.
It's shameful.
Like, you can even put this in like a bad movie and make people like continue to watch it.
True. It's
Here
like,
we are.
and they're gonna make movies about it. I just know, right? They're gonna make like
They're coming.
Yeah,
They're so coming.
Kabul airport down, and the hostages in Kabul. I could just see it now.
Oh, they're coming. Give it 2 years probably. They'll probably need a couple of years to get the storyline straight and tell everybody how. Oh, it's actually Trump's fault on this one. You gotta have your boogeyman.
Oh, this is
Gotta
so
have the
sad.
boogeyman. And ultimately, it doesn't matter who's the president. You got to start from like the bottom up, not the top down. Just start with your local communities, and really, like, even the people that are vaxxed and like on a lot of the leftist stuff and kind of brainwashed by it, they don't typically think logically. But if we could figure out the cheat code for how to kind of get them to look at things a different way, I don't know. I hate to think that that it's too late to keep changing people's hearts and minds, but I just don't know.
I don't think it's too late. I think now it's happening more than ever, but the polarization is happening at the same time. So there's more people waking up at greater rate, but there's also more people that are getting the vax, and there's no one in the middle. There's no fence sitters anymore, pretty much.
Yep.
Everyone's picking a side.
But even the ones that have already, the vaxxers and it seems like they just get like their minds got hacked, just with the messaging and the narratives and all the stuff getting pumped out. So how do you judo flip that? That's the question. Because they're not necessarily bad people or anything. It's just they're misguided.
I don't know. Good question, because
misled.
I don't even know where they get their, like, they're getting their information from, like, Facebook
TikTok.
propaganda.
A lot of them are getting it from fucking TikTok.
Yeah, and the boomers though,
things of
you're
that
getting it
nature.
from like Facebook, and they think like it's good to get the jab and all that, and they're not doing their full research. Like, research requires you to look at all sides, before coming up with your own conclusion. Like, they're not. They're
Well,
only
that's fine,
people
but
are just getting their own info.
that's just one mindset though. Like I'm talking about the people that don't even think like that are just very easily misled by whatever a funny TikTok or a you know, takes 10-15 second propaganda video and they're like, oh, boop, turn to that. It's like how do you judo flip that? Because that seems like the easier people to convince
Yeah.
if you can figure out the hack to actually do it. And they're usually the younger generation too. Like the younger people are, whew, that TikTok. I never realized how
Well, that's the polarization
much
too.
it
It's like
controls
the
their
old,
brains.
the old and the young, right? It's like,
Well, what about those of us who fall like kind of in the middle?
yeah, I know
Oh,
some like really woke old people and woke young people too. So it's all over the spectrum, really. But yeah, yeah, for the consensus though, you're right. Like the mass groups of normie Zoomers and normie Boomers.
we need the Zoomers more than the Boomers.
True. Yeah.
I hate to say it like that. I love old people.
We need the good Zoomers to teach the upcoming generation. That's what we really need.
That's a fact. Because like, oh, I can't even imagine how ridiculous the next generation's gonna be, especially with the masks and stuff. How are you gonna put masks on kids when they're like little kids? They can't even see your face anymore.
Yeah, I think that's
You
a
see that
crime.
study where it's like IQs dropped by like 20 points or something crazy in studies on babies since the COVID stuff started?
Yeah, oh, I hate it.
Yeah,
Thank God that'll
was
never
crazy.
happen with my child. I will.
Yep.
There's so many good schools out there now that are outside of the public realm. You know, there's like where you kind of homeschool them half the time. The other half the time they're going to outdoor, like camp style outdoor schools. You know, learning good stuff. Kind of like
Yeah, learning critical thinking and like
critical.
real stuff.
Yeah, in good settings and stuff like that. Yeah, it's gotta really. And right now, homeschooling is on the rise completely.
Yeah, homeschooling is the only way to go. I mean, even the private schools, they still have to follow a certain curriculum and things like that. Homeschool your kids, and they'll be 1,000 times smarter by the time they're adults.
Yeah.
And you can probably do it in like 4-hour days rather than 8 or 9 hour days like they do at public schools, where it's
Yeah, I know.
a prison. Ah, public school is the worst.
Yeah, public school is a prison for kids. It's true.
It really is. Ah, good stuff. But yeah, bro, that's I just want to pop in and thank you for the advice. Kind of got me off my butt to get out there and actually start looking and stop being
Yeah, now it's easy to find. Like that's
Debbie
the
Downer.
one good thing about COVID. It's easy to find good churches right currently. You know.
It is, and it makes it easier to find people that are more reasonable, and it's just better. There have been some benefits to it.
Remember, faith and fear are polar opposites. So you can't go to a good church and people are wearing masks. It's and what's the word? It's like an anachronism, or it's the opposite of
oxymoron.
An oxymoron, exactly. So it's like if they're a true faith-based church, then there should be 99% of people there maskless. You know, maybe the one person visiting has a mask on or something. You know.
Yeah.
The one new person.
Look at the crowd. Look at the crowd. You'll be if
yeah, really.
If everybody's masked except for like 2 people.
Yeah, and if the preacher's up there with a mask on, you know you're in the wrong place.
Yeah, well, I see that. I'm just immediately turning around and walking away.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, okay, no, but I've got better things to do, I think.
Because in my opinion, yeah, I can't. Exactly. You know, if you got churches like handling poisonous rattlesnakes with fearlessness, you know, like then the opposite of that is these mask wearing preachers terrified of.
It really is. It really is of an invisible little particle that a mask does not help with. Like I fell for the COVID stuff at the beginning.
Yeah, we all did. We all did.
Thinker. So hard. Like I didn't leave my house for like 3 months until like the lockdown started, and like a week later, I was like, oh.
All the mask companies say now on the box that it doesn't defend against COVID.
It does. I did so much research into so much stuff. I learned a lot actually when this all started and falling for it. Like I just spent all day just like researching viruses and like how you fight them and ways to be healthier, immune system boosting, all that. And the mask, the particle is too small. You have to have like a P100 filter to actually filter out a particle the size of what they said the COVID particle is. So P100s, that's not like a face mask type of thing. That's like a full-on kind of like gas mask style or like painting mask style with the pink filter, 2 filters on it, 1 on each side, like full-on hardcore type of stuff. If you're not using that, then you're not doing anything. You have to cover your eyes too, so you gotta have some goggles on while you're doing it. Otherwise, you're screwed. And even then, you're gonna have to. What happens? You get home and you have to set up a disinfectant station, like a clean room, to spray yourself off with rubbing alcohol or something to kill off any potential viruses before you walk in the house. And
Oh man, I know. We all.
you can't. I got so deep into that. I was Lysol spraying the Amazon packages that came in and but then I realized, you know what? I'm wasting my time. And really,
Yeah, for like a week,
time.
1 week and a half. I think we all did that, you know?
Right? It just kind of like, I don't know. It must have hit everybody at the same time, because that's, I don't know. But it's shameful that I fell for the fear of that rather than just having faith in God and not getting caught up in that nonsense.
These mask worshippers, just have them wear whatever mask they want to wear, okay? And then you put your face up to my asshole and let me fart in your face, and you tell me how good your mask is, okay, Buster? Right? How about let's do the based Bellagio test. Okay, let's see how good your mask is.
Then the mask must be really good. You know, I retract my statement. But
yeah,
if you do smell it, then I've proven my point.
Exactly. Well, any final thoughts? That was a good call.
All I could say is don't get down out there. Like, I know it's depressing and everything else. I get it. It's life's tough, but just have faith and try and think of, do some happy stuff. Listen to a happy song or watch something positive on YouTube or wherever else you're going to watch it at. And
yeah, I agree. I've been late night gaming with the bros. I've been late night gaming.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah, it's been good.
And, oh yeah, and call your family, your relatives, your grandparents if you got them, your aunts.
Definitely. That's
old
the
friends
best
and
advice.
Stuff like that. Connect with people. It's hard to like actually do it, but you can do it. Just pick up the phone, give it a try. And
no, that's the best advice. Call your family because you don't have them forever, and one day they will be gone.
And don't let the vax stuff get like in the way of your relationships either. A lot of people are brainwashed by it and whatever else. But
yeah, just bite your tongue.
Yes.
There's always a time for everything. There's times for you to subtly give red pills and information, and there's times just for an innocent call.
Yes, that's exactly right. Just it's all about the timing, and you don't be too harsh with people, because if you're listening to this show, or you're way above the knowledge base of what like anybody you're talking to is gonna be able to connect with. So you got to kind of bring it down a notch, and you slowly bring people up to the level. Hide your power level. It's old, but you got to.
I agree. I totally agree. Like, there's way too, like, the Zoomers of today, they are way too much, you know?
Oh, I get it. It's so extreme, like one way or another. It doesn't matter. It's got to be so extreme. It's like
they're like yelling at their grandma, right?
Yeah, it's like, how can you yell at your grandma? Who does that? No, I love my grandma. I would never yell at her. If she got mad at something I said, I would apologize. It's my grandma.
I know. Tone it down, Zoomers.
Tone it down, Zoomers. Damn kids these days. Back in my day.
Exactly. Perfect, man. That was a great call. Thank you for calling in.
Yeah, I appreciate it, Bellagio, and have a good one.
I appreciate you. Thank you.
Bye.
Awesome call. We are going to do another call-in show, definitely for 9/11. That was the last call. We're going to end it on that. And all these calls, every call tonight is going to make it into a video on the main channel for next week's videos. We're going to have boom, 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 bunch of call videos. Maybe I'll make a couple custom news videos. They've been doing okay on the main channel. Again, 9/11 we'll do another call-in show. That was a great idea that Black Eagle had. We have the new Discord up. I put the link in the description down below. Hopefully that link is semi-permanent. I'm going to post the Discord again. Come in, hang out, connect. If you are worried about OPSEC, just don't click any links. And usually in our Discords anyway, we're weary of people that post random links to like Russian websites or Chinese websites. So just don't click anything. Come talk, chat. It's all good. You guys are amazing. I want to thank my Patreons for keeping the wheels going. The random PayPal donators. Igor Anon, if you're out there, bless you. Christian Anon that wants to remain anonymous completely. He's in the chat. Not tonight, maybe tonight. Yeah, he's around. I don't want to give you any hints. He wants to be completely anonymous. He blessed us again with like 150 last month also. You guys are awesome. Just by watching videos on the main channel, you help out with a little bit of ad revenue here and there. That helps out. You guys are amazing. If you just share the video, if you can just share the video, get this out there to people. Comfy show. People need to watch it. They'll get motivated. Great advice tonight. Great information. And as usual, a complete dab on the Satan grid system, the Beast grid system, the Mark of the Beast technology. We dab on them here. And then we do a little Fortnite dance on them in a Halo tea bag. Guys, you guys are amazing. Thank you for watching. Let's put some music back on for the outro. And you guys have a great rest of your night. I must go continue my fatherly duties. Work is over, but now some more work begins. Thank you all for watching. Great calls tonight. Thank you for calling in. You guys are amazing. Have a great rest of your evening, and we will see you in the Discord. We will see you around. Based Bellagio out.